Recently, 1.16 billion CRO was added to the circulating supply due to the Cronos strategic reserve. I still see a lot of confusion about this online, so is this good or is this bad for CRO? Well guys, I would say let's strap in and let's find out. This video is sponsored by Interlude, the play-to-earn game on the Cronos chain. Ladies and gentlemen, before we dive right into the news of today, I do want to share this chart here of CRO because I find it quite interesting that we got a rejection here on the 21-week simple moving average, which is here the purple line. And typically whenever we cross the purple line, there's something very bullish happening for CRO. But with this rejection here, it means that right now we tested it once and we're not strong enough yet to really break through this line. But I think, guys, based on different indicators, this break moment still might be coming sooner rather than later. Anyways, we'll take a more detailed look at the charts later in the video. But now I want to focus here on this most recent news because 1.16 billion CRO has been added to the circulating supply. And the key word here is circulating because this is the Cronos Strategic Reserve wallet, as you can see on MintScan. And that in total has 70 billion CRO, worth give or take $7 billion US. But the most important element here is whatever is available in this wallet, which currently is 2.3 billion. So there was already 1.16 billion in there, and we recently added another 1.16 bill. Total to 2.3 bill now, and we have still a total amount of 67 billion CRO locked in this wallet, and it's vesting to the available amount here. Some people online do mention I'm spreading false information here, with this wallet supposedly being locked until 2030. And it's referring again to the Golden Age for Cronos document, with this quote, "The escrow wallet will be subject to a new 5-year lockup." But I can show you on chain that is not exactly the case here. On MintScan, you can check out the Cronos Strategic Reserve wallet for yourself. So again, this is a screenshot with the 70 billion CRO and also there the availability and also the vesting. But the vesting, guys, that's the most important section here with this wallet, because you can see there is a periodic vesting with 1.16 billion CRO being vested. And you can see the completion time also every month, so 17th of June, the 17th of July, and also the 17th of August, there will be a new unlock. And yes, we're talking about 5 years, but that means 5 years in total. So we'll have the last unlock happening in March of 2030. So then we in total have 70 billion CRO unlocked. But from now on, guys, every month, this amount will grow and this amount will shrink. The idea of 2.3 billion CRO being available to be sold at any time now is quite scary. Because in theory, they could be cashing out about $200 million US. But Cronos Labs is not doing that. They are not doing that. First, because, well, the money is still in the account. It has not moved ever since they actually got unlocked. But second also, because also they are not stupid, right? They make mistakes, I would say that, but they're not stupid because they also know if they start selling, that would cascade the price down. But that's also not their intention. Their intention, first and foremost, is to seed ETFs. And seeding ETFs does not require the selling of actual CRO. No sell pressure, guys. Very important. We made a video about the ETF, the private ETF trust fund in the US. In the top right, you can see it. And that's already the first sign of them actually using this fund for a good reason. But also, they're going to use the CRO, for example, for grants to actually attract developers. And typically, guys, I talked about this in the past as well, those grants are not immediately sold off to the market. No. They need to reach certain milestones before they can actually get the CRO that is promised to those developers. So it's a bit like a carrot on a stick. But at some point, yes, the developers will get the actual CRO because they also provided value to the chain. But if they provide value to the chain, it also will probably be worth your while. In all honesty, if you take a look here at the CRO chart, you do see a bit of a dump. But this is not caused by the unlock of 1.16 billion CRO. But more about the charts, guys, after a quick word from today's sponsor. Recently, I started playing this game on Cronos called Interlude. And Interlude is a game with many different game modes, including also this horror mode over here. And here particularly, it got very, very scary. but I'm on the hunt here for some treasures, because on every level and every game mode, there are treasures to be gotten. And here I luckily found my treasure in this level. And guys, this is your time to also get into the game and find your own treasures, because you can actually earn some actual CRO tokens right by playing this game. Links in the description down below. Anyways, let's go back to the charts. And I'd like to start off here with Bitcoin, because what Bitcoin did last week was absolutely phenomenal. Bitcoin had the highest weekly close ever in the whole history of Bitcoin. We never went this high on a Sunday candle close here. So you can see we ended the week at about 106k for Bitcoin, while previously the record was at about 104. So guys, this is definitely looking good. How can you be bearish at this time? Because this is only, I think, the first sign of higher highs to come in the relative short term. Anyway, so Bitcoin, guys, is looking absolutely fabulous. But then let's go to CRO, because CRO, as we mentioned earlier, isn't looking all that fabulous. We had 1, 2, 3 tries to actually break this line here, the 21 week for CRO. And typically, guys, it is a very great indicator that once we break it, it's looking good. But now let's also add this indicator here, the MACD, because I've shown you multiple times, but still we are getting into the second green candle here for the MACD. And I don't think it's fair to compare it to this pump here in November, because in November 2024, we had the Trump pump. Trump got elected. We got the AMA with Chris Marsalek. This was all pump based on news. But the early ones, for example, this here in February of 2024, it was a more gradual pump. It started off in the green here with a relatively small candle. You can see here, this candle, small green MACD candle. The next one, though, that is really when we started flying. So guys, just be patient. I still think we can easily flip this into the green, into a green week, and even cross it, because the week is still very, very young. It's only a Tuesday, guys. So make sure you're strapped in by subscribing to the channel, of course, to see how this week will play out, because I think we have more than enough juice to really let loose. Also, taking a look here at the daily chart, guys, things are not looking all too bad. Consider what we're seeing here, because also here you can see we're looking at a different purple line. This is the daily chart. This is the 21-day. And typically when we actually bounce off the 21-day, we have a bit of a fake out. So you can see here, earlier in May, we also had a beautiful bounce here on the purple line. And yes, we also had a bit of a fake out to the downside. And I think we have something very similar now. So yes, currently we are still trading below the purple line, below the 21-day simple moving average. But I also think, guys, that if you take a look in about 12 hours, and I will make a post about this later so you can actually keep me accountable, we might flip this into green and we flip it into support, like what we've seen here. So we actually go touch the 21-day. We also kind of did it here, but after touching the 21-day, we actually have that beautiful move to the upside. So that's, guys, what I'm hoping for. Let's make this the move to about 12 cents next. I do need to remind you guys that I'm no financial advisor, and my wisdom only comes from experience with trading and also a bit of this 8-ball here. But also, of course, make your own decisions regarding what to do with your money, of course. But I'm saying this right now, the journey is only getting more and more exciting for me personally. So don't forget to strap in by hitting the like button again and subscribing for more, of course. And if you'd like to learn more about what's coming for CRO, don't forget to check out this video as well, because we had the first ever CRO private ETF trust in the US. And I think this is the first of many.